And we're back. Hi, my name's Charles. A little while ago, I thought it might be fun to go back to the beginning of Honkai Star Rail and experience the story again. Well, with 3.0 just around the corner, it seemed like a good opportunity. In the last episode, we had just returned to the overworld from the underworld. We met up with Serval. We tried to sneak our way through the Silvermane guards and totally failed, and we had to fight Dun, and then we had to fight Japard. But finally, we've been let through to the Corridor of Fading Echoes, where the Fragmentum reside, and we need to fight our way through and find the Stellaron. So, without any further ado, let's continue on, and this time I will remember to press the scene change button before I start moving. I made a minor change to my team. I swapped Asta back in, partly because it's, partly because it felt bad. It felt wrong having Serval in the team when, in the story, she just quite, dramatically left us in an act of self-sacrifice. And also, I know there's a bunch of stuff coming up ahead that's weak to fire.
The head on the ground. What is that?
Be careful. Think twice before you interact with anything in the Fragmentum.
But it's glowing and it has a quest marker over it. If I don't interact with it, I'm just not going to proceed in the story, am I?
This is... Bronya's.
We found it in the orphanage.
Yeah, so she's been here already?
Good eye, Zila, spotting something that belongs to Bronya.
Whoa! Quick, look!
It's a chest. Oh no.
Huh? Is that Cacolia too?
No, it isn't them. It must be a kind of echo?
Echo?
Some type of residual energy replicated by the Fragmentum.
It's a ghost.
Which means they were definitely here, right? And it looks like they went that way. Just in time. We had no idea which direction to take. Let's go.
Let's go. Oh, I remember this. It's the thing that looks like they repurposed it into Black Swan and Acheron's short. First things first, important things. We need to open the chest.
We're deep inside the Fragmentum. There could be hidden dangers lying. Let's look for other clues first.
Oh, come on, I was just grabbing a chest. Don't judge me, March.
You still haven't told me what this place is, Mother.
700 years ago, this was Belobog's northern border, and the site of an ancient battle. Here is where Elisa Rand led the first Silvermane guards in resistance against the Legion. Now, it is nothing more than an abandoned corridor, filled with the sounds of old world echoes. Don't let its fragmented appearance fool you, Bronya. On the day the promise is fulfilled, these ruins will become the breeding ground of a new world.
Mother, do you truly believe the Stellaron's promise? It summoned the blizzard beyond our walls and opened the door of the Fragmentum. It destroyed our civilization.
And yet, the crime of our ancestors was their inability to embrace that destruction sooner.
That sounds dodgy.
What?
From the moment those intruders descended from beyond the sky, this world was handed a death sentence. But the Stellaron has reserved for us a thread of hope. There is a price to pay for new life, wiping away every decaying vestige of the old world, renouncing the meaningless and lingering struggle. This is the price the Stellaron demands. When the promise is fulfilled, Bronya, no longer will we have to squander our lives guarding this wasteland. You and I will witness the new world rise from the ruins.
No.
Bronya seems unconvinced.
This is a complex mechanism. How did they get past?
I knew this wouldn't be simple. Wait! Wasn't there some big energy hub-looking thing back in that empty area? Let's go back and take a look. Maybe it's linked to this gate.
I can't say I like the idea of interacting with our surroundings, especially this deep into the fragmentum.
We could just climb over. It's not too difficult. I've climbed over things like that.
There's no other way. Desperate times call for desperate measures.
Okay.
Even Don Hung the Sensible has his adventurous days.
I guess we'll do the puzzle because we can't climb. Opened 1 of 4.
It worked, right? But the gate didn't move an inch.
Are there other units around?
It's clear that whoever designed these mechanisms didn't want outsiders to get through too easily. Let's keep looking for the energy hub.
Good thing there are quest markers telling us exactly where to go.
Look, over there! I think I can see the next unit.
Well, it's an absolute unit over there.
Oh, I see it too. Let's go.
Oh, and here's a dude. And I'm still in auto.
It's but a vision! Quick! Let's make it quick.
I mean, I could probably leave myself on auto,
Reach the end of the story in your own way.
but it would, it would feel a little bit like cheating. Ooh, I noticed something over there. But what's over this way first? Ooh, a chest.
Scared yet? My turn!
Fighting is meaningless.
Oh, and I didn't bring a healer. I brought March. March isn't really a healer, but she's a... Okay, so there's a... Oh, there's that dude who was kind of looking out over us from the
Need a
entrance.
strategy.
Because I don't want to swap March out, and I don't know if that's... I don't know the power level of that one right now. I'm just going to skip it and do the story. Because that's what I'm here for, isn't it? But I'm here for the story and the random puzzles. So we need that like that, we need that to connect, we need that to connect, we need that to connect, and we need something to connect that one. So... there we go. But please follow the instructions on the panel and confirm the exploration path. Hey, where are you going, pal? Oh, I see. You want to go over here. I can't go over there yet. I guess you'll just have to wait for me. Oh, there's the next unit. Let's kill this guy first.
I've no interest in convent rules. Are made to be broken.
And boff.
Are those monsters
Reach
guarding
end
the
of
energy
story in
hub?
your own way.
It seems like it.
Well, the answer is not anymore.
Fragmentum monsters would usually destroy man-made objects.
Maybe they've become intelligent. Onk. Opened 2 of 4.
Did you hear that? This mechanism must be on now. Come on, let's find the next one.
Where is the next mechanism? Oh, behind that gate.
There's no switch. We need to find a way around.
I've never seen such a desolate place. At least in Rivet Town, you could tell that people used to live there.
Rivet Town is
Alright.
only at the outstretched fingertips of the corrosion. Now, we're deep in the Fragmentum's heart.
Okay, so we want to get around there. So it's time to rotate the cog. Rotate the cog. That delay was me trying to remember the difference between clockwise and anti-clockwise. I would so often get it the wrong way around just because my brain doesn't really work very well. Ooh. We found a new portal. Mr. Yang, what the fuck's this? It appears to be a rift in space, torn open by the fragmentum as it erodes reality. The scientific name for this phenomenon is cavern of corrosion. No one knows for sure what kind of space the caverns are connected to, however research does indicate that valuable reality data is often scattered within these caverns. As with calyxes, the derivatives of the fragmentum always carry unidentified risks. Please exercise extra caution if you want to explore further. New feature array available, Cavern of Corrosion. Defeat enemies to obtain relics. And we're getting a quick tutorial. And I only have 20 energy right now, so even if I wanted to try one of these, I can't. But, oh well, I could use my reserve energy, but that feels like cheating.
Nice.
So, like, all over the internet, there's millions of guides telling you exactly when or why or how you should start farming relics. You know, you should wait until, you know, you've reached a certain Trailblaze level, because it's more efficient.
Meaningless.
And the basic answer is, unless you're like doing a challenge run where you're desperately trying to finish Memory of Chaos as quickly as possible, the answer is whenever the hell you want to. There's really no point
Let's go.
worrying too much about efficiently farming, because anything that you do inefficiently in the early game, it's just gonna balance out in the long run, because, you know, ultimately you're wasting a couple of days out of a game that, you know, if you're going to be sticking with it, you're going to be playing for months, if not years. Like, there's an entire YouTube economy out there based on getting you to click on things because you're afraid you're going to play the game wrong.
I want to ask you a question.
Is now a good time?
Yes. I think this could well be the best time. Do you still remember those dreams you mentioned to us?
Indeed I do.
I know you're wide awake right now, but I need you to try. See if you can recall the voice you heard.
It was spooky and echoey, and I'd give it a half-hearted attempt, but I don't have the post-processing to add to my voice. You close your eyes, but don't expect to remember anything, and yet, the voice comes to you.
Well?
The voice, it knows we're getting close.
This is merely speculation, but perhaps the voice you heard is the Stellaron somehow conveying information to Cocolia.
This is kind of a no-shit moment, Dan. I'm sorry, usually you're very smart, but it's like, yeah, thanks for stating the bleeding obvious.
And the one in your body is resonating with the Stellaron on this world.
Huh? You mean that Stellarons can communicate? I've never heard that before.
Well, there's never been a human that could accommodate a Stellaron in their body.
The Stellaron has already warned Cocolia.
Then, aren't we walking straight into a trap?
The first step in not walking into a trap is knowing that there's a trap.
Yes. And Branya may well be the bait.
Don Hung's speculations are usually right on the money. But even if we've guessed right, we can't go home now.
There's no way back anyway. At least Cocolia won't catch us off guard now. So what if it's an ambush? We're not about to lose now. I have to save Bronya, beat Cocolia, and crush this Stellaron thing to dust.
And yeah, I know technically if you clear Memory of Chaos a little bit earlier, you get a few more jades, but really if you add up how many jades you get from like half completing MOC versus getting further, it's really, again, it's nothing in the grand scheme of things, and you really are just better off not worrying about it. Okay, so the trick for this one is that you turn it anti-clockwise again, connecting the place you just were to the place you want to be. And because we've opened this gate now, we can go back around the long way. Although one thing I would just strongly recommend is, as you're playing the game early on, it does shower you with fuel, which you can later redeem for farming, and I definitely would save those up and just use them all the moment you get access to gold relics, because it's a nice little power spike. But only just because it's nice ergonomics rather than anything else. And, you know, my first time through playing this game, I didn't know that, and I didn't do it. And, you know, in the long term, I can't tell the difference. You know, my account is fine.
Reach the end of the story in your own way.
Okay. Energy Hub number 3 online. Unlocked. 4 of 4. Oh, sorry, that was 4, not 3.
Done! It took some effort, but we finally cracked these mechanisms.
We're
Chest.
one step closer to Bronya.
Is that all?
Let's move!
Zealot's getting a bit antsy.
Are these echoes too?
Indeed they are.
Yes.
You can tell, because they're
The
ghosts.
fragmentum here seems to have made a special connection with Cocolia. It's repeatedly generating forms in her image.
Okay, where should I stand for this one?
I don't understand. Even if the truth is as you say, every generation of Guardian has resisted the call of the Stellaron. Can all of them have been wrong, Mother?
Do you still not see, Bronya? There is no right or wrong here. Some of them acted out of human pride, others out of human short-sightedness. Our ancestors, including Elisa Rand, spent their whole lives trying to prolong this civilization. Then, after all fell still, their memories were scattered by the blizzard. They spent lifetimes writing songs of praise that lauded the bravery of humanity, but couldn't spare the time to gaze up into the stars.
Well, you can't gaze up into the stars, you've just got this permanent snow cloud over you.
To those entities of greater magnificence in the heavens above, 1,000 years is but a passing moment. The attainments of insignificant beings, nothing more than a footnote. I shall not follow the Guardian's misguided steps down that blind alley of narcissism. If persistence is futile, then one must choose a new beginning.
But Klipoth, the Preservation, are they not one of the magnificent entities you speak of? Is it not their strength that has sheltered Belobog this entire time?
The Preservation. Has the Preservation ever looked humanity in the eye? Nothing more than an arrogant delusion of the architects. You will hear the real voice of magnificence, Bronya. Then you will understand my choice.
Now, obviously, Cocolia is deluded here, and this is the wrong solution, but you can kind of understand. Like, she's been living in she's been the ruler of a dying world pretty much her entire life. And, you know, she sees two futures ahead of her, one in which Klepoth continues to not save the planet, and the Fragmentum continues to encroach. The weather continues to get colder and colder until finally there is nothing left and no humanity, and the spark goes out. Or this voice comes along and says, "It doesn't have to be like this. Just follow me and we can start anew." And then it tacks on, all you have to do is sacrifice everybody and everyone you know, which is, you know, bad, obviously. But actually, was that... Have they updated this?
Still haven't told me what this place is, Mother.
They have. Oops. Sorry, Cocolia, I'm standing a bit too close.
700 years ago, this was Belobog's northern border, and the site of an ancient battle. Here is where Elisa Rand led the first Silvermane Guards in resistance against the Legion. Now, it is nothing more than an abandoned corridor, filled with the sounds of old world echoes.
Echoes, echoes.
Don't let its fragmented appearance fool you, Bronya. On the day the promise is fulfilled, these ruins will become the breeding ground
Oh no,
of a new
it is the
world.
same old one, right. The breeding ground line, I remember.
Truly believe the Stellaron's promise? It summoned the blizzard beyond our walls
And yet, the crime of our
What?
From the moment those intrude, there is a price to pay when the promise is...
No.
Yeah, I did that already. But I do now get a chest.
Is that all?
Oh, new enemy.
Whoa, check this place out. Tables and sentry posts? There must have been Silvermane guards stationed here once.
And
there
then... Oops.
Looks like another completely new monster.
Considering where we are, it would be surprising if we didn't run into strange enemies here.
I don't care how strange it is. It's blocking our way. Let's get it!
So this leads to an interesting question. Am I powerful enough to just completely ignore its mechanics like I normally do, or do I actually have to pay attention? So you are vulnerable to green, so let's green you.
Move carefully.
Okay, so let's get rid of the... let's read the description first. We know what you are, we've met you before. Guardian Shadow. A shadow manifested by the power of a Stellaron, carrying out the Fragmentum's unceasing will to expand. A living being of energy born from the projection of the desires of sentient life forms into the Fragmentum, akin to a pearl created from a single grain of sand. The energy wanders around aimlessly, acting only when executing the will of its master. So we'll just kill the ads. Oops, we should probably interrupt you.
Made to be broken.
I'm doing this all in the wrong order.
Oh, stars, give these trailblazers your blessing!
The truth of life and death, revealed in an instant.
The sanctuary is but a vision. Break! Judgment is here. Let's make it quick.
Ah, you can't punish me if you're broken.
Scared yet? Huh? My turn! Here!
Fighting is meaningless.
So can I
No manners, huh?
defeat you before you come back, or am I gonna have to freeze you? Let's freeze you.
Tryhards, watch this awesome move!
Oh, that went pretty well, I think.
It's completely different. If I didn't know it was a product of the Fragmentum, I'd think we were fighting a human.
Unlike those random low-level Fragmentum creations, this one seems to have a mind of its own. seems to be able to use complex tactics.
How can you tell? We just froze it for most of the battle.
Look, Bronya and Kokolia's echoes. They must have come through here.
The voice is getting clearer.
That means we must be really close, right?
Hopefully.
I sense that we're very near to the northern snow plains.
Okay, I won't stand too close to Kokolia this time. I'll stand a respectful distance.
This is where the first Guardian led the Silvermane Guards into battle. She made huge sacrifices for the sake of temporary respite. But the otherworldly Legion did not tire. She soon realized that flesh and blood could not contend with so ruthless an enemy.
I'm not sure about this posing. It looks like Bronya is just gonna keep walking past Kokolia and they're just like awkwardly frozen mid-stab. Whereas Kokolia is just standing there going, I'm gonna lecture you now.
When all was nearly lost, she chose to set her sights on the Stellaron and made the first wish. As for what came later, you know as well as I.
So, the eternal freeze was a disaster brought about by a human wish?
Ironic, no? All the Stellaron did was answer humanity's call, and yet we kept its existence a closely guarded secret for centuries.
Yeah, that was hinted at earlier. It was all Elisa Rand's fault.
Even going so far as to attempt to use it to control the Stellaron.
It?
Now, something created using otherworldly technology. An inhibitor that a corporation from the old world and the architects attempted to use to house the Stellaron. Oh, I know you have many questions, my daughter. Be patient. Soon you will have all the answers.
We have opened the door. And we have found the puzzle. Okay, that's not going to work. So that needs to connect to there, and that needs to connect to there, because that's the only way it's going to work. That means that needs to connect to there. That means that needs to connect like that. And we need another one going up there, which means that's not going to work. Okay, so how does... So this... okay. So that needs to... Okay, so how is this ever going to work? Because we need that to connect that way. This one doesn't rotate. So we need that one to connect that way. We don't have a second one coming in there. So how do we get the second one coming in there? Ah, okay. Okay. That was the source, not the destination. I got confused. That's what happens when you just try and rush yourself and don't look closely enough. Okay, there's a whole bunch of people here that I probably should have seen coming. And we will fight you.
The truth of life and death. The sanctuary is but a vision.
Who is reverberating Carol, and why is she attacking me?
Fighting is meaningless.
Is she a friend of trailblazing Will?
Rules are made to be broken. No interest in conflict.
Alright, maybe that was a waste of an ult.
Scared yet?
Okay, you can defend yourself.
Fighting is
You have the fewest hit points. Oops.
the truth of life and death. The sanctuary is but a vision. Break!
I wish the March's Shield's taunt was just a little bit more reliable.
There's knowledge of this in the databank.
Oh, there you are. Okay. You are taking me down a wild goose chase. Oops.
Let's go. Rules.
I probably need to heal up at some point. I guess I could use the Trailblazer's talent to get a little bit of healing. Finally, we unlocked the treasure. So, where are we? We want to go back here. There's a couple of bigger enemies that we're skipping right now because
Keep at it.
I'm not really in the mood for a big long fight that isn't the boss. I will come back and do them at some other time. Oops, there you are again. Oh, there's healing behind you, so it doesn't really matter too much. We can just whack you. Those guys hit pretty hard.
My turn! Here!
I've no interest in conflict.
Let's go.
And we can break you and take you to the
The
cleaners.
story in your own way.
And we can heal up, store some technique points, and find the yellow dot.
Shadow of hers again. But Bronya's isn't with her this time.
It's only a fragmentum illusion. Let's get a closer look. It feels like this echo is different from the others before.
Intruders,
Did she just speak?
you cannot approach.
Not good. March, out the way!
Oops, microphone was turned off.
The Stellaron.
I didn't realize until too late that that was going to trigger this boss fight, and
No further.
I don't have a healer on the team.
This isn't the real her?
It may look like her, but the fragmentum can only create forgeries. Bring her down!
This is like a little precursor fight to introduce you to the mechanics of Cocolia before you actually have to fight her for real.
Truth of life and death, revealed in an instant. This sanctuary.
Ah, I should have used Master's ult before to give him the buff. Oh well.
It's ordained by the star.
Oh, profound secrets of the stars! Give these trailblazers your blessing!
Yeah, that Windres pen would have been useful. Oh well.
Gotta try hard
This will be useless because she's ice resistant. I might save your ultimate until the little pillar thingies get summoned.
A guest with no manner.
My turn.
2 pips of buff. Give Asta a shield because she's taken some damage already. And Dan can be our main damage dealer.
Look out!
You have the worst luck running into me.
Maybe I should have used her ability to knock her bar down a bit.
With me out here, how can we lose?
You are doomed to fail!
Rules are made to be broken! Decisive strike!
Well, that made things a little bit easier.
I have no
So
interest in stoking conflict.
we'll use your... Alright, March doesn't act for a very long time, so we'll use your skill. We'll use your basic.
A world devoured by ice.
Try that again!
Dan gets frozen straight through his shield. I think shields should give effect resistance. Right, so this is what I should have done before to...
Gift from the stars.
Yeah, a few more of those and I'd have been a lot closer to breaking her. Oops.
Sinners, ready yourself for the judgment of eternal winter!
You can't.
Yeah, that hurts.
Gotta try
Again.
hard sometimes. Check out this awesome move!
She's ice resistant, so I think part of this fight is to teach us that March is not really very useful in this fight.
The time is now. The truth of life and death, revealed in this sanctuary, is but a vision.
Who's the lucky one today? Everything is ordained by the star. Oh, profound secrets of the stars. Give these trailblazers your blessing.
You have the worst luck running
I'm
into me.
still not doing a very good job of reserving skill points for my shielder,
Let's make it quick.
but this should finish her off.
Rules are made to be broken!
The world that they promised.
Oh, there, Cocolia's dead. Game over. End of patch.
She disappeared.
Damn it.
Stairs. It's the only way forward.
Wherever they lead, it must be the end of the journey.
And the beginning of the next journey.
I don't want to get to the end so soon. I want my journey to go on forever.
This means that Bronya is up ahead. And so is the fate of the overworld and the underworld. It's all in our hands.
Let's make a choice and go fight against our fate.
Strange. I thought I'd feel nervous or afraid, but I don't. The only feeling I have is that none of this seems real.
Is this how trailblazing expeditions usually come to an end?
Not always. Sometimes it's a happier conclusion.
The Express has traveled world after world. We are merely passing travelers, witnesses to part of a grander story. We invariably avoid getting drawn into turbulence that can decide the fate of a world. But there are always times when we have no choice but to act.
Or to put it another way, this is one heck of a first trailblazing expedition. You hit the jackpot.
I was about to bore you all with my gloomy reflections, but on second thought, not today. Adventuring with you guys by my side has made me feel like no obstacle is too big.
It would have been nice to have you on our team, Zila, but sadly...
Right on. But you can say whatever you like. A good adventure shouldn't be full of rules and regulations. Helping those in need, befriending those worth counting on, and saving the world a few times along the way.
That's the spirit of trailblazing! Alright, so he probably said it a little bit more determinedly than I did. Okay. This is where we go into the instanced fight, and we are going to remove March from the team. Let's do a quick lineup. Aster can go. Aster can stay on the team. Let's do 3, 4. I don't know. Generally putting people with more hit points in the middle because they're more likely to get hit by cleave attacks makes sense, and putting the people with fewer hit points on the edges. Okay. Do I... Yeah, no, I have to take the Trailblazer, don't I? So, let's... I mean, I should probably just take Saval, but... No, that's cheating. Let's at least bring Dan with us.
It's freezing here. The blizzard's so fierce. The power from the Trailblaze path isn't enough to stop the cold.
It means that we're getting closer to the Stellaron, and the heart of the Eternal Freeze.
And the music's getting ominous.
What is this? Oh, it's scary.
It's like an insect trapped in amber.
Or ice.
I bet the Antimatter Legion forces never thought they'd be swallowed up by the Eternal Freeze when they invaded this world. Even in the ice. Could these guys still be alive? I'm impressed you can still think up jokes right now.
Sometimes I just have my mouse in the wrong position and I click the most random piece of dialogue available. I don't even know what I said. I'll have to go back and check the video. The frozen remains of Void Rangers are scattered along the mountain path. Even the ruthless Antimatter Legion is helpless against the might of the Eternal Freeze. The Void Ranger remains are preserved remarkably well in the ice. You can't help but wonder, perhaps March 7th is right. Either way, you think it's best not to unfreeze them.
Did the architects build this?
Very different from the uniform style of the buildings we saw in the city.
Does it look like the palm of a huge hand to you?
That's not going to become relevant later.
If Cocolia threatens us by taking Bronya hostage...
We have to save her. The underworld... No. The entire planet relies on her.
And here we are. Just about to start the final battle of this arc. There's the Stellaron in its little containment unit, glowing away. And I'll probably make this a longer episode, but I'm going to personally pause right here, because I want to go do other things for a while. So I will personally return in a while, but through the magic of editing, even what I'm saying right now probably won't show up in the video. Well, there's no time like the present. Let's go.
No.
Do not resist, Bronya. Accept the common will.
No! I don't want this.
Look upon their promised future, Bronya. A world without poverty, without cold, without suffering.
Without humanity.
People no longer have to pray like prisoners for survival. A world that we can guard for all eternity. 700 years ago, we tried and fought unceasingly, believing that the radiance of human nature could shepherd us towards rejuvenation. And to what end? A crushing defeat. Why, when faced with irrefutable strength, is our first thought always to resist? To cover our ears instead of hearing the call? It is the conceit and cowardice entrenched in the depths of human nature. So difficult to efface. Cast them aside. Break free of the chains that bind you. The Stellaron will lead humanity to evolve, and they will.
Your brainwashing ends here, you witch!
Yeah, Zila.
Zila?
You came.
I thought the blizzards had entombed you.
Hi, Mum, this is my, friend, Zila.
You wish! We're not going down before you do! Branya! I don't know what happened between you and them. Even if you explained it to me, I probably wouldn't understand all the crazy details. But there are two things I do know. One, these guys have come through hell to get here, to seal this Stellaron thing. And two, do you remember what I said? If anything happened to you, I'd save you. Do you understand? Even if the damage is done, even if you've completely forgotten our promise, then I'm just gonna have to knock you out and bring you back myself.
Belobog needs you, Bronya.
Zila. All of you.
Finished? I think I've given you long enough to bid farewell. It's time I told you my other reason for bringing you here, Bronya. I want to witness your choice. I have told you all the truths there are to tell. The deal with the Stellaron, the wish I made to it. There are no more secrets between us. Many years ago, the voice of the Stellaron sounded in my ears for the first time. I was no different from the previous generations of Guardians. I withdrew, refused to hear. I was as you are now, bitterly defending the Architect's so-called preservation. My conviction was once steadfast, unparalleled. Until a sudden change arrived and threw everything into chaos. Another choice appeared before me. A subversion of the old order. And the welcoming of a new world. And compared to the illusory, ever more distant preservation, this was so tangible.
Yeah, when God stops listening, then heretics start showing up.
I have agonized, long agonized over how to convey all this to you. Inevitably, the promise tomorrow will transpire. But if you were not there beside me to watch over that new world, then I would descend into torment. Bronya. Enduring torment.
There's a little spark of humanity left in Cocolia that knows that Bronya is good and she's not going to go for this. And that is a battle that's happening inside her.
Perhaps I should be thanking you, outsiders. The pressure you have imposed has at long last compelled me to confront my final weakness. Bronya. Throughout your life, I have never forced you to submit to my will. You have always, will always have a choice. As then, so now.
And yet, it doesn't click in your head that this is the choice you're denying everybody who isn't Bronya.
Choose, my daughter.
Dramatic pause.
Madame Cocolia, I am grateful to you for raising me and for allowing me the privilege of choice. But I am sorry, Mother. On this, our final occasion, I cannot stand with you. You say that conceit and cowardice lie in the depths of human nature. Perhaps you're right. Desperation sheds a light on the darkest recesses of the heart. But what about those simply struggling for survival, fighting for something better? I've witnessed their light on the front lines, in the underworld, in places you have overlooked. Our ancestors built this city, striving in the bitter snow to prolong our civilization. Even if this world is doomed to fall apart, We should allow humanity to pave the way to its final outcome, not hand over our fate to the seed of ruin.
I'll just say Bronya's voice actor just knocks this entire sequence out of the park.
We are guardians, Mother, chosen from among the masses. Our duty is to preserve the world built by humanity. We are not gods. We are not arbiters. You seek to crush human nature underfoot while masquerading as an arbiter and a god. I cannot let you.
So, this is your choice. I understand, Bronya.
So be it.
Pity. Such a pity that you will never see that resplendent world. Unable to free yourself from the shackles of your mind. You know what? You were supposed to be the mother of the new world.
That, like, casting her as the mother of the new world puts certain words that Cocolia used in previous dialogues in a little bit of an alarming context. About how something about repopulating or begatting. I'll dig it up. But yeah, it makes it even more creepy.
The ground! It's shaking! What's happening?
That sign!
The fate of this city, of Belobog, is sealed. Its future will unfold in our hands. And you will become the foundation of the new world. You must break the old to build the new. The Supreme Guardian commands you! Rise, engine of creation!
It's one of the architect's ancient machines! Watch out, all of you!
That's just such a cool visual.
This robot's 1,000 times bigger than Svarog.
Just the way that Cocolia rises up and she's always centered in the frame as this gigantic robot comes up behind her and then they re-center her. It's just such a nice piece of direction. And I'm gonna leave it on slow again because it's a boss fight.
What about this?
Scared yet? Look out!
Engine, break them!
But what if I don't want to be broken? Ooh.
We have to stop it!
You're in bad shape.
Let's make it quick.
A gift from the stars.
I haven't really looked at Asta's attack before. That kind of way she bounces the staff between her hands is kind of cool. Alright, let's go all out with the ults now.
Everything's ordained by the star. Oh, profound secrets of the stars. Give these trailblazers your blessing.
Rules are made to be broken!
Okay, and we'll use your attack to see if we can slow first. Nope, sadly we did not inflict the slow, so we'll just have to do the unaided ultimate.
It's better vision!
fist.
Himeko! It's Himeko!
I think the first time I ever did this, I had Himeko on my team, which made it very confusing.
Hello? Can you hear me? Gosh, the signal's terrible.
Himeko! You finally spared a thought for us.
What are you talking about? Weldon, I've been up on the thing you the time. You've got quite the trailblazing mission on your hands. So, how did the guy work? Or, importantly, how do you stop him from working? Over to you guys, I guess.
I love this cutscene. All the characters coming in to help us.
Grab hold of me!
Sealer completely ignoring conservation of momentum for the cool shot. Danhung throwing the spear at the last moment.
Behold, the power granted by them!
My god, she's full of stars.
Listen to the power surge! Sing! The Stellaron's promise is the only hope for this world. Just as it dispelled the Antimatter Legion 700 years ago, so too will it wipe you from the face of this world!
Stay alert.
That star effect, that like purple galaxy effect inside her is exactly the same as in the weapons of some of the Antimatter Legion. Cocolia, Mother of Deception. After being assimilated by the overflowing fragmentum energy of the Stellaron, the Supreme Guardian transforms into a singer able to control imaginary energy and the mouthpiece of its promised new world.
Let's go.
What about this?
And I think this is where everyone starts getting the, oh, I don't think I'm supposed to win this battle feeling.
To be broken!
Harbinger of annihilation.
Batter up! What about this?
Humanity, so weak and foolish, always overestimating their abilities. Let me bestow upon you despair!